We're back just in time to get a present from Princess Ruto, and unless it's a Diablo 3 beta key, I am not interested. Oh man, that doesn't look like a Diablo 3 beta key. Well, fuck that medallion. I'm gonna chuck it at the bottom of Lake Hylia first chance I get. Oh, but I guess I do need those medallions because, it's easy enough to fan wank a theory according to which that big rainbow bridge to Ganon's tower is created by the medallions you own, but whatever. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. Who plays Zelda for the story anyway? Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't have asked that question because timeline debates appear to be a popular hobby among the Zelda fan base. And we get a nice little shot here of Lake Hylia's water level coming back to normal. And we even got Sheik just standing there chilling, looking at how pretty the lake is when it's full. Oh, but just so you know, this scene serves no real purpose. Did Ruto want to thank me? Wow, either she was eavesdropping on our conversation, or she's really a selfish bitch. Together, you and... Come on! Princess Ruto didn't do a damn thing! All she did was, presumably, get tentacle rage. She absolutely did nothing. I was the one who killed Morpha. I was the one who had to go through that painstaking maze. And I still don't get 100% of the credit? Fuck this game! Ooh, look at how pretty the lake is. Ooh, pretty. And it's time for the now traditional... How is she going to disappear gag? She's up there, Link. She's up on the tree. Sploosh! And he missed his chance again. By the way, very important thing. When you beat Morpha, it's going to be morning outside, and it's very important. Because whenever it's morning, you can come here. By the way, I'm just going to change tunics. There we go. You want to go on this little panel here, and you want to fling an arrow right at the sun. And this is going to cause the arrow to catch on fire, and you just have to go over that island over there to get the fire arrow upgrade. The first time I played this game, I chucked a whole bunch of arrows into the sun because I thought I would only have as many fire arrows as arrows that I fired into the sun. But that's not the case. Once you fired one and you obtained it, you can use the upgrade anytime. Well, it was easy for me to get confused, at least, because the game doesn't make mention of this, especially since, well, this was my first Zelda game, as I've said a few times throughout this LP. Now, there's just one more thing I need to take care of before moving on to the next temple, and it's a gold Skulltula that's right in this area. So you want to play the sun song, so it's night. And the Skulltula is up here on that tree. Okay, I don't have the right angle for this. I'm going to head over there. Okay, I want to fire up so that I end up on this branch over there. You can see the Skulltula. No, I don't want my bow. I just want to get up there, and once you're up there, use your hook shot and kill the Skulltula with it. Simple stuff. You just have to know that it's there. So, now that that's done, I am going to off-screen the trek back to Kakariko, and I'll see you in just a moment over at Kakariko. And moving on, the reason why Kakariko is our next destination is because, well, this happens! The town's on fire! But don't worry, don't freak out. If there are things in Kakariko that you haven't done, you can still do them because the fire does no damage to the town whatsoever. In 5 minutes, everything is going to look like nothing happened in the first place. And here's Sheik over by the well. As you can see, she's doing a very fine job of evacuating the townspeople, saving lives, all that stuff you're expecting. Okay, now I get it. There's some bad shit going down right about now. And I'm gonna pan into the well just because we know from previous experience that this place is pure evil. And yes, something is coming out of the well and having fun throwing Sheik around. And, yeah. By the way, this effect, it seems to look rather different on whether you're playing on a Nintendo 64, a GameCube, or an emulator. Never seems to look the same. Back in the N64 days, it looked like, you know, a static screen or something, because Link's getting his butt kicked as well, but yeah, sort of looked like a static on a TV, except with a bluish, purplish color, but as you just saw, it looked more like a series of parallel lines. Anyway, it's raining, and it's really not that difficult to figure out, because for some reason, the rain effect is incredibly loud on my headphones. Anyway, the evil shadow spirit has been released, so basically she's going to tell you that Impa had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well, but unfortunately it escaped and has now elected residence in the Shadow Temple. By the way, Sheik's building up this evil shadow thing as being a huge, scary monster of death, but then you get to the boss room of the Spirit Temple, and it's a fucking comic relief boss! By the way, she just spoiled the end of the temple for you. Impa is the sage. And she's going to proceed to actually give me something in order to help me do that, and it's what else but a warp song? The difference between this and the other warp songs is that it's the song that warps you closest to Kakariko, and as such, it's very useful whenever you want to return to Kakariko in a hurry. So this is the Nocturne of Shadow. By the way, even though I'm in Kakariko, I'm right there, I am going to need to play the song in order to reach the temple proper. The reason for that is because the Nocturne of Shadow warps you on an overlook that's above the graveyard, above and beyond it. So I'm going to show you what I mean, but first I'm just going to play the song. But yeah, it's a one-way trip down to the graveyard, and after that, you can't get back up there without playing the Nocturne of Shadows. So I'm just going to warp to the graveyard real quick. So I'm going to show you what I mean right now. As you can see, the graveyard's down there, and it's too high to jump back up to in any way other than playing the Nocturne of Shadow again. Now this. The easy way out is, of course, to use Din's Fire, though you can fire a bajillion fire arrows if you feel like it, but Din's Fire is just much less magic intensive, and it doesn't cost any arrows either. So, the Shadow Temple begins, and right there we got a chasm that's meant to prevent young Link from getting through, but I'm pretty sure it's possible to glitch your way through regardless. It's possible to glitch your way through everything in this freaking game. Anyway, what this wall told us here, we're gonna need the Lens of Truth in order to get through this place. First puzzle is that you gotta figure out which one of these skulls is real. It's randomized, so it's never the same each time. And after that, you see the statue here, you have to have its beak point at the skull that's the real one, and the beak is parallel to this little panel I'm pushing, so you can just trust the panel. And what happens if you put it on the wrong spot is that the floor is going to open up from beneath you, and you're just going to die. And there we go, and that opens the gate over there, but we cannot enter it just yet. We're still missing a very crucial item, which we can acquire over there, I believe. Okay, now you're gonna end up in a series of hallways where, okay, one who gains the Eye of Truth. Well, yeah, basically this is, this dungeon's an infomercial for the Lens of Truth. You need to have done the bottom of the well prior to this dungeon, else you won't be going very far. But yeah, here this is a series of hallways where you can find secret passage wherever there are skulls that have their eyes lit up. And alright, there we go. That's the best way to take care of Redeads if you have the bigger onslaught. Just keep your distance, then one jump slash later, one dead Redead. Ah! Fucking thing sucker punched me. God damn it. This is a jolly good start to this dungeon, isn't it? Okay. You stop moving! Stop moving! Okay, there we go. I'm starting to get frustrated there. But for my troubles, for killing one Redead and 2 keys, my reward is the dungeon map. I know this because, well, it's way too early to be the compass, and the dungeon's treasure, well, you have to fight a mini-boss for it. It's actually very, very soon. That's where we're headed to right now, in fact. Just... okay, a heart. Cool, so... it won't look too much that I got humiliated by a bunch of bats. By the way, I know where to go because I'm used to it, but if you're not sure, well, that's what the Lens of Truth is for. Remember, it consumes magic, but it doesn't consume so much magic that you should really refrain from using it if you need to. I don't think there's anything over there. Yeah, according to the map, there was nothing there. And here's the mini-boss. It's a familiar face, or hand, whatever. This is Dead Hand from back in the bottom of the well, except now the hands are all clustered together, and there are more of them. There were 4 in the bottom of the well, and there are 6 now. And most importantly, right now, I have the Biggoron sword. What that means, well, I think you can figure it out for yourselves. That means it's just going to go down that much faster. By the way, be careful of those waves of mud that it sends out, because those hurt you. Believe me, I know from previous playthroughs. Doesn't look like they're harmful, but believe me, they are. Anyway, you just have to repeat the exact same pattern as when you were a kid. Get grabbed, mash A like crazy to free yourself, wait for the boss, and just attack! There we go! And by the way, I think it was just about to do its biting attack, so if I missed with that sword slash, I probably would have taken some damage, which wouldn't have been pretty because it rarely ever happens to me. Dead Hand is a pushover. Normally you shouldn't take damage when fighting this thing, and yet I came rather close to. Now, dungeon treasure, the hover boots. These are boots that allow you to float in the air for a little while whenever you're heading into a pit or something. But as the disembodied item describer said, there's one problem. You have no traction at all when wearing those boots, so you'll be slipping all over the place. What that means is that unless you can stand it, and I don't, unless you can stand it, stick with the Kokiri boots and only pull out the hover boots whenever you need them, because it really feels like you're playing as Luigi in some of the Mario games, like the Galaxies, or the Lost Levels, or Super Smash Brothers. And that sign there was fancy talk for you can't get through unless you got the hover boots. So this is another temple where we're going to have a lot of boot switching, though it's not going to happen quite as often as in the water temple. And the dungeon's layout is quite linear in comparison, so it's not nearly as bad. It's one of my favorite temples, in fact. Okay, so some of these walls you need to bomb, some others you can just walk through. So here we got the Gibdo. Just going to try and aim. Oh man, there was another one over there. Come on, hit it, hit it. Oh, come on, no, get off, get off. Oh, man, that was awful. I tried aiming for that Gibdo over there, but the other one totally ruined it. Now, if you don't suck, then I suggest that you do what I did with the second one, but without getting caught by the other one. Anyway, in this room, well, we already have the dungeon map and the hover boots. This means that it's gotta be the compass. Yep, it's the compass. So, now would be a pretty good time to stop things for now. I'm just gonna check out if I need to bomb that wall that's opposite of where I am. Do I? No, I can go through it. So next time, we're gonna deal with Spinning Sides of Doom.